Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to another Holocene practice. Today we're going to practice communicating with the body, and all our practices try to establish a balance between mind, body, emotions, and spirit. And today we're going to focus a little bit on that mind-body communication. Remember that the body is where emotions are manifested through bodily feelings and sensations. So, understanding what happens in the body, learning to recognize all the different sensations and feelings and the changes in our physiology are going to be important to understand our emotions. And also, when the body has areas of tension or discomfort or pain, right, bringing our attention to it can trigger changes in our behavior, our actions to get rid of those uncomfortable sensations. At the same time, the opposite holds true when we experience good feelings, good sensations in the body, good emotions that show through the body with joyful changes in our physiology, then we can do more of that. And another benefit is that when we learn to connect with the body and when we spend more time with our attention, so our mind focus in the body, because the body is in the present moment, then we're going to enjoy more the present moment. And also we're going to derive more joy from the things that we're doing. Let's suppose that we're going to go get a massage. If we really can focus our attention on those sensations that we're experiencing in the skin and the changes in our breath and just everything that comes with the relaxation of the massage, then we're really going to be able to submerge ourselves and derive the maximum benefit from those activities. And where does spirit come into play here? Well, I believe that's one of our missions, right? If you're taking the course, it's because you want to have a healthy body and emotions and mind and be well balanced. So that's part of our mission, our purpose in life. And by connecting to the present moment, connecting to the breath of life, then we're connecting to spirit. So that will be it. So we're going to start the practice by sitting down in a comfortable position. And before we start the practice, let's take a moment even to decide what position we want to be seated in. Let's take a moment and connect with our body. Connect with our breath. Do a full body scan from our toes, up the legs, the torso, the shoulders, the arms, the neck, the head. Connect with our skin and feel the air, the temperature of the environment. Connect to our environment and let's try to really absorb the beauty of our surroundings, and let's connect to our hearing. Let's sense any smells, Check in with our mouth, any tastes, any moisture, dryness. How are we feeling right now? Connect with any emotions. Connect with our thoughts. And let's choose a comfortable position, seated, where we have access to our feet. So I think I'm gonna sit cross-legged for now. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a body scan with our attention really, really slow. And as we focus on each body part, we're going to use our hands to connect with it, and with our mind's eye, our mind's voice, we're going to really inspect each body part and talk to it and see how is it feeling, how have we been treating it? It can be today or yesterday or the past week. If we do this practice daily, it will be like over the past 24 hours. If we do the practice every few days, it would be like revising how was our relationship with that body part. And yes, like how is it feeling? Is there anything that we could do better to offer that body part what it needs? Any feedback, any feelings, sensations in that area that we can interpret, recognize, any messages for us? Yeah, and then send some gratitude for being there for you. And then that's gonna be the practice. Moving on, so we'll do it together. So always let's try to keep a little bit of tension in the body, especially like the spine. You can remove the skin from under your sit bones or really connect to the earth, the floor supporting us. Try to bring your spine erect. Shoulders relax, arms relax, a little bit of tension in the legs. That's going to help the spine, because also these are a little bit of movement practices, right? We're bringing attention, movement, and activating the body, relaxing the body. So let's activate the legs a little bit. We're going to start with the toes. So you can move your toes. If you, and again, this is your practice, you do it at your pace, you do a little bit more or less. Just listening to the body and doing what feels good for the body. So I'm going to start, we're all going to start with our toes. And if you can stretch a little bit and touch them. Look at them. And bring your air flow to your toes and think about it, like how have you been treating your toes, your feet? Yeah, the types of shoes you're wearing, the amount of hours that you have been standing. How are your feet feeling, your toes? What do they need? What do they want? What would be good for them? And send them gratitude for holding your weight, for moving you around the majority of the day. And then, yes, do what feels good for your feet. Try it at this moment. We're gonna move to our ankles now. So you activate a little bit that area. And see the same thing. How are your ankles feeling? tension, any pain, any lightness, any space. Any messages. And send some gratitude to your ankles for being so flexible. Move on to your calves. You can massage a little bit. Then calves. And notice, are they getting enough physical activity? Are they resting enough? Is there anything that we could do better? Any choices that we could make with our mind to bring more attention to our calves? Now we send gratitude to the calves. You can change positions whenever you want. How about the knees? Yes, how are our knees doing? Are they in the same position all day? Do they hurt? The muscles, the tendons behind the knees. Massage it a little bit and see if that feels good. Are you bringing enough attention to your knees? Considering them in your routine. I see a lot of pains that get reflected in the knees. Sometimes they come from the lower back. So if the knees have any pain, like is pain connected to any other parts of the thighs? Is the pain or any discomfort like worse with activity or when they are like, without movement? Like bringing attention and getting to know what's happening in your body. That can also help doctors when you go to the doctor, if you understand what's happening. Let's check in with the thighs. Yes, and I feel like I wanna move my hips a little bit and change positions. And how are my thighs doing? Your thighs getting enough exercise, enough rest. Sitting in a comfortable chair when you're working. Are your thighs like in the same position for many hours a day, or do you pay attention to them and change positions every couple hours at least? Do they need more massage? Do they need more rest? Do they need more exercise? Any areas of tension or pain or tingling or numbness or difference in temperature or anything else? What's the shape? Do they need a little bit more protein to grow a little bit more? Do they need a little bit less sugar? Like what would they need to be happier? A little bit more vegetables, a little bit more fruits, more water. And then you can move to your pelvic area. Connect with the sciatic nerve, right? That's also the root chakra. So it's like right under our sit bones, coming out of the pelvis and in the back of our thighs. And yeah, how's the pelvis feeling? And the lower back also. And the sexual organs are there too, the urinary organs. Is it getting enough attention? Enough touch, either from you or from someone else? Enough love? Resting enough? Being active enough? Your lower back, your pelvic muscles, right? We have like the gluteal muscles there. Like the abdominal muscles also like go that low. Like, are we bringing enough attention to our back, our stomach? Are we like drinking enough water, urinating enough? Let's connect with our spine, our torso, our abdomen. And let's take a few deep breaths, and you can put one hand in your center by your navel, the left hand and the right hand by your upper chest. And as we breathe in and out, let's see, sense, like we can sense so many things. We can sense the beating of our hearts. We can hear the airflow, the expansion and contraction, like first the chest and then the abdomen expands. And then the chest contracts as you exhale, and then the abdomen also contracts. Yeah, like so many important organs in our chest and abdomen, like our stomach and our intestines. Are we like bringing enough attention to our internal organs, especially with our diet, our nutrition, the amount of water and fruits and vegetables? Like when we buy the food, is it healthy and organic if possible? Is it local? Does it have a lot of like salt and preservatives and a lot of like carbs and fat? Or is it a well-balanced diet? Like, do we have any difficulty with our bowel movements, any constipation? Like, does our intestines need any change in the diet? Like, is there anything else that we can do to rhythm our intestines, the stomach, our liver, to be happier? And we send the gratitude for absorbing all the nutrients, bringing nutrients to the rest of our body, for the digestive processes. And let's connect with the gut feeling too, right? Intuition. Are we listening to our intuition enough? Anything else that we want to say or hear? let's focus a little bit higher in the chest. And again, like our heart is here, and our lungs, and our upper back. Like, how are those areas feeling? Are we breathing enough pure air? Are we going to natural places and offering pure oxygen to our lungs? Are we smoking or being in places with high pollution? Are we giving enough exercise to our hearts? Like aerobic exercise or dancing or any kind of activities that increase our heartbeat a little bit. The heart likes that. Are we paying attention to our emotions and expressing our truth? Are we loving others? Do we have the time to do those things? You can connect with your heart and lungs. And for women, like the breast area too, like, and for men too, but there are some differences in the anatomy and in the amount of nerve endings and the physiology, right, of those areas. So the breast is more important for women in terms of nourishing children, and it's an important area of sexual stimulation. But for both genders, like connecting with our breast and seeing like how we're bringing enough attention to also the skin in the upper chest and the breast. Is there anything else that the upper chest, the shoulders, the upper back needs? Would you like to receive anything else? Would you like to stay away from something? How about the shoulders? We can move to the shoulders now. Are the shoulders receiving relaxation, sleep, or are we holding them tight? Because maybe we have a lot of things to do with the hands, so they are kind of like tense and holding a lot of energy. So let's intentionally really drop them and relax them and touch them and thank them. How does that feel? What else do they need? And then we can move to our upper arms. And you can do it like the practice as detailed as you want. Like you can connect to your axilla, to your clavicles. Yes, like go as slow as you want to. And the upper arms, like are we giving it enough exercise, enough rest, our elbows. Also, when we're working, are we being careful not to lean them against hard surfaces that can give problems in the ulnar nerve, in the elbow joint, right? Like, are we being mindful not to keep them on the same position for so many hours? When we sleep also, try not to bend them and rest on them because that can damage the nerves, the ulnar nerve. How do they feel? And our forearms. So many important muscles here that move our fingers. Those are in the forearms. Sending them gratitude for everything you do for us every day. Anything that we should do differently for our hands, our wrists, our fingers. Let's connect with our smell. And breathe out on our hands. How does that feel? To make that connection of our breath into our hands. How does it feel to do that? Like what emotions appear in your body, in your physiology? Does it make you sad? Does it trigger any longings? Does it make you happy? Does it bring comfort? And if it gets a little bit overwhelming, you can lean into that emotion and explore it a little bit more. Or if it's a little scary and intense, you can focus on something beautiful in the environment. You can focus on the floor, the support, the earth, the breath. And let's notice what's happening in our bodies, right? Our hands do so much for us every day. Yeah. Let's bring our attention next to our throat area, our neck, our cervical spine. How's that feeling? Any neck pain, any tightness, any sounds will move it. What does it want to tell us? Our neck. We have the cervical spine, the cervical spinal cord and the throat, the sides of the neck. They carry blood flow from the heart to the brain and from the brain back into the heart veins. So for the neck, are we bringing our attention to it during the day? Is there anything that we could do differently for the back of our neck, our spine? Are we from the computer too much, on the phone, looking down on our desks, or looking up the majority of the day? That may be causing some discomfort. Is there anything that we could do differently? And for our throats, our larynx, our vocal cords, our mouth, to thank it for the upper airway for transmitting the flow of oxygen, our voice for communicating. Is there anything else that we could do to be more congruent between mind, emotions, body, and spirit? Are we communicating our needs and desires and longings and hopes? Are we being true to ourselves? Are we offering advice to others, not judging? Are we showing compassion, empathy, understanding with our words? Right, that connection between heart and the word. Are we also giving enough space to others to express themselves while we remain silent? what is the feedback that we're getting. And then the same with our eyes, right? Are we looking at beautiful things? Are we being out in nature? What do we enjoy watching? Are we doing that? What kind of food are we giving to our eyes? Are they resting enough? Are they dry, burning, moist? Are we crying tears of joy or sadness when we want to do it, or are we not allowing them to express themselves? What are we hearing if our eyes could speak to us? And the same for our ears and our nose. Are we giving good stimulation to our hearing and smell senses? Is there anything else that they need or want? What are they saying to us? And now let's talk to our minds and our brain and our skull and our hair. Are we giving our mind good stimulation, good amount of rest? What food are we offering? Right? What kind of TV shows do we watch? What kind of material do we read? What would he like us to do differently so the mind can really expand and be at the service of our spirit, of our essence and our mission? Let's notice the mind for a moment. And let's try to connect the mind with our whole body for one last couple minutes. And if you feel like it, take a couple deep breaths, bring your arms up, stretch up, look up and connect to the sky and the rest of the universe. Bring your hands in prayer down to the floor and connect to the earth. You can bow if you feel like it. I'm going to send gratitude. Gratitude to Mother Earth for all the food and the water that keeps us alive. Gratitude to the oxygen and the air that comes from the trees. Gratitude to the sun for the light that keeps us all alive. Gratitude to ourselves for the practice today, for taking the time to do this. It doesn't always have to be this long. It can be a couple of minutes, but it's important to do it as much as possible every day at every step. You will get there at some point. But everything starts with the first step and you did it. A pleasure working with you. Enjoy.